And welcome to part two, episode 35 of the Crom updates. Whew, man, we just did an episode where Drawnsword gave me an amazing amount of feedback for the upcoming August 1st release of Crom the Barbarian 2024 Revised Edition. Here are all of the notes so far. Once again, Drawnsword, I thank you very much for taking your time and sharing those suggestions and points of feedback. But let's stop talking about Crom and let's start talking about Scoundrals Dread. So this video is actually going to be full size for you because I want to give you an entire spread of space to show off what you have going on. So go right ahead and share.
Um, See it coming through?
Oh my lord, is
Cool.
it? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh my.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've made it a wraparound cover. I've
Oh, you
redone the
have.
cover.
oh you have.
The other cover I felt was it was okay, but I couldn't find a piece for the back there, and then I decided I'll just make a new one and have it.
Amazing decision.
Wraparound.
Amazing decision and amazing execution once again. Oh my.
It's not actually finished yet,
Are you kidding
but
me?
it's close. It's close to it.
Where are you? Where do you feel you're not finished in there?
I want to do some more work on this guy.
Oh, okay.
And maybe on the winged creature.
Man, amazing.
But these things here, if you can, these kind of leaning towers, thus like some kind of power
Oh wow.
conductors, and there's in the background, in the distant background, you can sort of see the ends. They're sort of like they've got a hook to them.
Oh my gosh.
So that's what they look like at the top, and these guys here that are, where are we? It's all back to front for me, so it's taking a while to...
It's all right. You got to work backwards. Right?
Oh, there he is.
Nice.
This guy jumping here, if you can see him.
It's like a flying squirrel.
Yeah, there's another one over here. He's a lot smaller on the other side. Where are we? Can't fit him in. Yeah.
Right, yeah,
He's
I see him. Yep.
They're sort of like terrorist activists or something like that.
Like mad
trying
bombers.
to blow up these. And these bounty hunters are after them. Yeah, one was, yeah, there he is.
Can you give us an overview rundown of Scoundrals Dread as an art book and a collection of drawings of yours, and I guess the story/world that you have been working on for quite a while now?
Yeah, it's like a collection. I was going to have 32 pages, a collection of illustrations that depict otherworld environments with bounty hunter characters in pursuit of their prey, or just some scene from that world. It might only feature the one being hunted, or it might just feature the bounty hunter, and just capturing scenes. It's just a theme that you can really let your imagination go to town with.
I mean, you have showed so much of your work, not only to me on Crom Updates, but on your own website and your YouTube channel, which links are down below to get to. Um, you are a fierce conceptualist. I have compared you to Baczynski and H.R. Giger. But I also want people to realize that you're working, these are A4 size pieces of paper with graphite pencil, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so you're
Um,
you're seeing it at size. So these aren't reductions. This is Drawn Swords to scale. And when you get a copy of
yeah.
his book, you're gonna have his art literally to scale. So that's just going to be intense.
Yeah, these are two A4s,
Mm,
sellotaped
right,
together on the back
right,
so that I can scan them because my scanner's an A4
right,
size,
right.
and you know it's a way that works for me.
Yeah, no,
I
you're
mean, I
all
would love to draw them even bigger, but
we'll get you there. We'll
because
get you there.
I can draw quite small. I'm always sharpening my pencil.
Yeah, it's very inspirational. Very inspirational. I've said it before. I'll say it over and over again. I came you subscribed to the Turbo Pit Fighter channel, and thank you for that. And then I just checked out if you had anything on your YouTube channel, and sure enough, you had a video and a link to your website. And I'll tell you, once I hit your website, I was done. I was sold. You made a fan for life there. And then as I was working on my Crom project and thinking about, the possibility of integrating guest artists, you were number two on that list. David Molina was the first on the list, and you were the second. So once the two of you signed on, I really felt blessed in having your support, because the two reasons I had you guys come on as guests, as I did everybody, was to keep me accountable for finishing the project, but also keep my work as high in quality as I could, in my own skill level at this point. And it's just, I just really, really do enjoy looking at your work, as I've heard others say the same. So it's a highly anticipated book you're working on, my friend.
Yeah, I'm glad you had a look and found my link to my website because I was hoping that if anyone was interested, they would do that because I'm not on any social media, well, apart from YouTube.
Correct.
And I commented on a book you were showing, and I said to you in the comments, I'm going to do a comic that's done in pencil or
Right.
something like that. And you started talking to me and you said, "Oh, have you got a link to
Right. Right.
your artwork or something?"
Right.
I tried to post it about 5 times and YouTube wouldn't let me post a comment back to you,
Oh, wow. So
so I gave
strange.
up in the end.
I still got
Yeah.
there. I still
So I'm
got there.
really so that's amazing you actually contacted me.
Yeah. No, the internet's a funny place, but I think the best thing about it is, when you have your own website and you curated it just as you and I both do. You cut a lot of noise out when somebody comes onto your own space and you're just showing off your work, and you have a link to be able to contact the person, send an email, and that's exactly what I did. And you're like, yeah, let me think about it. And of course, I sent you a copy of the 2008 Crom, the Barbarian book I had already done with the ballpoint
Yeah.
pens, and we were off running.
I just grabbed my sketchbook, hang on. I just where I got the idea from.
Does the bounty hunter have a
Going
name?
for, no, I haven't
Okay.
named him.
Okay.
Um,
I know you've
I
had.
was going to have in the back of the art book I was going to have a thing where all the titles and the page number are of each piece, and some of them would be named.
Okay.
But I decided, no, I'm not going to bother with that. I don't think people will care what the picture's called. You know, if they want to refer it to me, they could just describe what's in it and I'll know what they mean, or just, you know, the front cover's 1, the inside cover's 2, and so on.
Right. 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 Keep it
So
simple.
I'd just rather show another piece. Just trying to find it now. Yeah, because I played with a few ideas because I didn't know what I was going to do for a cover. Just go through, because I sketch in sketchbooks a lot, and just play with ideas.
Yeah, you're due for another
Yeah.
flip through on your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You are, because the last two you put up
Here
were
it is.
fantastic. Oh man, look at that!
How do I get that? Yeah. Yeah, it's just a quick sketch like that. That was the idea, you know.
Yeah.
And I just took it from there.
Oh, sweet.
The other. Oh, yeah. I didn't originally arrive at the idea of doing a bounty hunter villain book, but it sort of evolved into that. I was just gonna make an art book of just whatever pieces.
Right.
And then I decided having a theme's better because it's just limitless otherwise. And then having a theme actually gets you into more of defining it and finding more creative ways to, you know, like drawing something set in our world is kind of boring to me because you know, you have to draw things. There's no room for imagination much, you know.
Right.
Or, you know, as long as it's got some element of fantasy in it. But, you know, I'd hate to draw like Spider-Man or something like that swinging around in skyscrapers, you know.
You and me both.
Because yeah.
So, with the progression of Scoundrels Dread, you said 36 interior illustrations. Have you plotted out all 36 illustrations, or are you sort of just working kind of page to page, as you stated that this would be page 1, the wraparound cover, and then page 2 would be either something you have a sketch for and you expand upon, and you would keep moving? What's your methodology in approaching this book to completion?
Well, it's 32 pages.
Oh, 32, sorry.
And they're all done.
Oh!
They're all done.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just needed a cover. And, yeah, it's all ready to go. I've had, I don't know how many there are. This feels like there's 100 or so that I've drawn. And I've gone through and picked out what I think are the best. And I think the next stage really is to figure out the order of them, how I'm going to show them. And the only writing I'm going to have in it is just my website and my email. But I want to have them, you know, down in a blank spot somewhere, just print it over, you know, maybe the back there I'll have either my email or my website, you know.
Yeah.
So if someone comes across it in the wild, you know,
Right.
they can look me up or whatever.
Right.
I just want it to be about the art.
And that's perfect. Now, printing wise, are you going to kind of do a zine scene kind of thing where you print them on your own and have copies, and then people would contact you and they would ship them to you, or have you played around with the idea of doing print on demand?
I've looked into both, and it seems like locally they don't sort of make it like they did in the 90s. I
Mm.
went and spoke to a guy at a printer's when I got that stuff done for you. I had a good chat, and
Oh, good.
I'm not sure how, but he told me once I've got a page count and I've got it all scanned in to, well, actually, at any stage, I can just tell him what I want and he'll give me a quote. So I've no idea how much it's going to cost.
Mm-hmm.
But the old photocopy way, I would just take them in on A3 sheets. I would sticky note sort of thing the pages on to the master sheets,
Right,
and I'd
right,
just take in 8 sheets and they'd
right,
run it through one way and then the other.
right.
This guy running around and he printed out 30 copies for me back in the 90s, I remember, right in my town, and that worked. And I bought myself a long arm stapler and I just went through folding them all and
Yeah,
stapling them.
right,
But I'd love to do it that way, just old school way.
right.
Keeps the costs down and you don't have to charge as much. But I probably, and then I found a print on demand place that's really cheap, and they send it to you the next day.
Are
But
they? Do you know if they have international capabilities? Like if you were to have somebody order internationally, they would just print it and ship it to the states
oh,
or
they don't
Europe.
do that. No,
No, okay,
they just
okay,
send it.
okay. So
Pretty sure they don't.
it's just you send the files to them over the internet, and then they send you a
Yeah,
book. Okay, okay.
yeah. I mean, and there's the idea you said with Amazon. Um,
Well, the
I
other
don't really know.
suggestion I'm just coming to. Let me just do a little. Bring my camera back on. I just had our second turbo teaser, Jake Jacobs and I's second turbo teaser, printed at a local print shop. It's called Kinko's, and I am thoroughly impressed with it. So there might be something where I could support you here stateside, and if somebody on the stateside wanted to get a copy, obviously the shipping from New Zealand and in
Yeah,
reverse can be, it can obviously be all more cost. You're paying more for the shipping than you are for the comic book. So, that would be something, as I've said in past videos, I would love to give you as much support here on the stateside for your work. So as long as you're comfortable with it, we could work something out. But this was very economical. I mean, I got over 50 copies printed for about 150. So, math
oh,
wise, it's nice. This is that cream color paper, and the staple came included. So,
oh
so,
yeah.
so I could definitely
Because
do you. I could definitely do you like a dummy copy. We could jump back
do
on.
you actually send stuff out from your own home?
So with the print on demand, I do. So I use Lulu and Amazon.com. But for this, I just wanted a absolute short 50 run. I have a guy named Albert at the Kinkos who's done quick prints is what I would call quick printings I needed in very small amounts, and it was going out locally. This is all local stateside giveaway stuff for our indie creator exchange on Turbo Pit Fighter YouTube channel. But once again, I've even specced out this would be considered 16 pages because it's 4 11 by 17s. Um, Quite expensive, so it actually behooves you to put more pages in. So you've got a 32 plus the cover, which would be 36 pages to print this
No,
out.
that's
So
including it.
Yeah, that would be including it. The 30. Oh no, that 32 is including your cover.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Good clarity.
each one of these is counted. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Cool. So yeah, as long as I've got the raw files, I can set that up. I can go over, have him print a copy. We would have a test copy and a quote. He'll also give me a quote, and then we can sit down and have a chat.
yeah. What was I going to say? Ideal would be to have a distributor too. Um, someone that wants to sell it,
That's
which is
something.
sort of what you're saying, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you
Kind of.
have a site where you?
Yeah, I kind of, I don't want to jump into deeper waters for the both of us, but definitely getting something, as I always say, out in the wild, is there. And I'm also a big like variant version type guy. So if you were to do like a very limited run of this, and then even you found over time, like, oh, these I want to add pages to Scoundrels Dread, or I want to rotate ones out, or something like that. Then you just re-release another
Yeah.
version, and maybe that would be on a more larger distribution for that, because both of us are dealing with
Mm,
a very minimal, a minimum. Audience. So neither
yeah.
one of us are really kind of like drawing in hundreds of people. But I have to say, as things are moving along with the Crom updates and the Turbo Pit Fighter podcast, I'm getting more and more people in there. I got to bring it back to your cover for Crom, the Barbarian Collected 2024 revised edition. I mean, people are gobsmacked. They don't have anything to say. They're just And then I'm like, yeah, that's the size, by the way. That's him on an A4 just drawing with a pencil, very sharp. So when I said, oh yeah, he's working on a collection, they're like, I need a copy of that. I need a copy of that. So and
Yeah.
I'm planning on doing two shows next year, but I want to get down to a show called Small Press Expo in DC in September, I believe it's going to be, with another channel, Dan Snook from Rave Sensation. So I would have no problem going down and kicking copies around to people of Scoundrels Dread to them. So as I've stated,
Oh yeah.
I always want you to feel the most comfortable in something, and we're getting to know each other by doing this podcast and everything, and we'll take our time,
Yeah.
getting that going. But I cannot state it over and over again enough that your work has to get out there. It's just so
Yeah.
unique. It's so unique in a personal voice. Even as I've made the Baczynski and the Giger references, it's not even style though. I wouldn't categorize them as style references. It's just the methodical depth you're allowing yourself to go into in order to generate these worlds and characters and creatures and then ultimately art drawn sword. So as
Oh, thank you.
I've stated before, and I will state over and over again, I would like to support you in any way I can. So
Yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's just such an addiction. I couldn't walk away from something unless it's got all that in it. It just doesn't feel complete to me. Yeah.
it's I have a bit of envy um, because I think you tell the story with a picture. It's like all of the gray matter, all this stuff is the chattering. It's like words in a sense. Of
Yeah.
course, it's just you have the kind of dumb part, getting hit over the head. Here's barbarian with sword. Here's creature. Here's damsel. That's the stuff that's just hitting us over the head. But then when I sink in a little bit more, and then the next layer, I start going, oh, wait a second, this is way more organic. Oh, there was people before. Oh, wait a second, And the story, like, wait a second, there's another person back here. Is that another woman? Is up? There's another one over here. Oh my! So I can't leave this page yet because I'm afraid I'm going to miss something. And so the story is not only it's not only deep, it's also very connecting. So I really can't wait to have 32 pages of this in a book where I'm lost for a couple hours and I can return to it over
Yeah,
and over again. And I believe that there's many people out there that want the same thing and experience. So
yeah. I mean, I've wanted it. I've looked for it for years for someone that just makes an art book like that with in black and white and you know filled with just full illustrations. But most sketchbooks you see, there's just little drawings and things.
yeah.
There's not much to it. You can look at it in 10 minutes, and you're done, or less than that probably.
Do you know Alan Lee?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I've got a
that's
couple of
that.
his.
You're H.R. Giger and Alan Lee having a baby.
Alan
So
H.I.G. Oh,
I can
yeah,
that's kind of another way of like if you had to have a sales quote, like a sales quote on your book, sell it. People are like,
yeah,
what? Wait a second, let me see more. Let me see what else is going on in here. So
yeah.
well,
Um,
do you have anything else that you would like to share? Because I know
yeah.
you're at the beginning
Um,
of your day, so I want to keep you too long here.
well, remember this? I contacted Val
Oh, you did?
Maverick. Yeah, I asked him how he drew this,
Oh man, it's great.
and he said first it was graphite,
Nice.
then some charcoal pencil,
Whoa.
graphite and charcoal. Then he puts a fixative on it, and then he goes in with ink washes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Oh my
amazing, eh?
gosh. That's so close. Not it's like so close to how I go
Because
about it. It's but
once you said that the blacks are so strong, how could that be graphite? And
right.
I started thinking, oh yeah, maybe it's ink washes, and there's
You
some
nailed
straight
it. You
ink there.
nailed it.
But then I could see that there was graphite in it. You know,
Right.
there's that
Right.
grainy graphite look to it. So yeah, it was all of it.
Yeah. And printed on that crappy
And
paper. That's like
yeah, yeah, I suppose it would bring out more if it was on some type of paper, possibly.
I know I like it like that though. That's the thing. That's what
Yeah,
I'm trying to do with my work is to give that similar. It's almost like a purposeful confusion that you're not just reading ink lines. Like, oh look, it's just ink lines. Oh, that's this character. You're just zipping through it. Like Val stuff, you have to stay on the pages. You want to stay on the pages.
yeah. So it's good to know. Finally put
That's
that
great.
mystery.
Oh, thanks for doing that.
Yeah, don't know why I never thought of that before. Because it's website. There's a contact page there. Mm.
Which where did you go through to get in contact with him?
Oh, on his website, he's
Oh,
got
his
a
website. Okay,
contact page. Yeah,
perfect, perfect.
you just write your question.
See,
Yeah,
everybody, get a website. Get a website. Amazing stuff. I just remember
Phil
getting his.
Marek.
I just remember getting his comic book. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't that look penciled right there?
It's just amazing stuff. It's just
Yeah,
amazing stuff. And as artists, or let's say just even flat comic book artists in the game, other than like Warren Magazine, I really
Yeah.
think the stars of comics in the '80s was they were coming through in Savage Sword of Conan. Those guys were doing double and triple duty for the same page rate in order to make this art, and it just shows. It just comes through. It's just amazing. So inspiring.
Yeah. Do you use a fixative? Do you?
I don't. Basically because I like the smudging.
Yeah.
So I like when my hand hits something and it boom, and then I can just erase or make some white paint marks or even go grayer or darker or blacker. So I do like more messy. But I know back then his editors wouldn't accept pages unless there was a clear definition between the black areas is the plate and the white of the paper. So all that value had to kind of stay on just maybe on the outsides, and whether you got a lot more gray in there in the holding line of a black shape. It's like that woman's face in that top page. You can see that on her cheek. It's gray. Well, that would just be that you don't know how dark or even light that was in the original, and he had to take pure chance, and not knowing what was going to happen when he did it. So it would be
Yeah.
great. It would be so awesome to get him to come and talk. I wonder if he would come and talk with the two of us about what his expectations were, what he was after, all the disappointment he might have had when it came back.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
You go through this issue and talk about it.
Ooh,
I wonder if
maybe.
he did it the same technique anywhere else as well.
Yeah, it's a good
You'd
question.
want to ask him.
Yeah.
You
More
want to ask
questions?
him that beforehand so you could get a copy of it
Yes.
and have some great questions about it all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that
that's
looks
very
like
cool.
straight pencil that part you
Yep.
mentioned
Yep. Yep.
under
Love
the
it.
eye there.
Love it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Mm.
Well, look, I am going to let you get on with your day because I'm closing on
Yep.
my day. Just as a closing remark, I want everybody to know August 1st, 2024, I will be dropping the official Crom the Barbarian revised edition for sale. It'll be on cromthebarbarian.com. There will be 5 other book covers, I should say. I'm calling them virgin covers. That will be available only for that month, only for the month of August. And then after that, I will be giving copies in compensation to the artist based on how successful the sales for that month for the book is. And then after August 31st, they will hold the cover copies that you will be able to get a hold of, and you'll have to contact them. So, as it comes down to supporting something that's indie, I hope we can get your support if you're watching and you've come this far in this video. And link to cromthebarbarian.com if it's after July 31st, 2024. But we've got some exciting things coming in the future. Not only Crom Anthology 1, but Scoundrals Dread. So stick with us, like, subscribe, and that's all I got. We can let these people get back to reading comics, making them if they do. Anything on the outs today, Drawnsword?
Draw well.
All right. Take care, brother, and we'll see you again.
Cheers. Cheers.